Before I got into the project, I didn't know who I was as an economist.
The ministries, they are sitting on their data. We try to translate the language of academics to talk to the politician in their own words.
Quando nós falamos de Inclusive Grow Mozambique, estamos a pensar num crescimento inclusivo para o país e este programa traz uma forte componente de estudos, análises.
They bring the results of their research to wider audience through these events and seminars and large conferences. That creates the forum for everyone to discuss issues that are critical for Mozambique's future.
Over the past 2 decades, Mozambique has experienced great change and progress. In developing the country's economy, research, data, and capacity building are key to informing policy choices. Here, a unique partnership emerged. This is the story of how to create impact through partnership. The Inclusive Growth in Mozambique program started in 2015. Its goal? To ensure economic growth that benefits and provides opportunities for all.
The key ambition of the program is to contribute data, evidence, facts, analysis that can help improve the decision-making processes that are related to economic policy and economic development in Mozambique.
É preciso que a gente produza resultados visíveis, tangíveis, que vão nos permitir fazer recomendações de política que vão orientar o crescimento para este crescimento inclusivo do país.
It's a unique partnership. 2 Mozambican institutions, the Ministry of Economy and Finance and the University of Eduardo Mondlane, join forces with 2 international institutions, UNU Wider and the University of Copenhagen.
The partner has to state its own needs and how the partner is thinking to address those needs. That's ownership.
It really exploits the comparative advantage of each of the partners, such as international networks or local networks, and policymakers as well as academics.
So there's a lot of interaction, a lot of collaboration, which really means on a day-to-day basis we see it as a project delivering together, not necessarily as independent silos.
Through long-term partnerships, the work can take on the complex challenges for development. The program consists of 2 key components: policy-relevant research and analysis, and capacity building in several key areas. The program provides analytical and policy support in key economic, social, and environmental areas across institutions and sectors, as well as for emerging needs and priorities. In the area of poverty and inequality,
Every 5 years, an analysis of the poverty situation is undertaken in Mozambique.
By using the census data that the government already had collected, we were able to map different indicators of multidimensional poverty across the country and provide this information through an online platform.
The Poverty and Welfare Report. We're collecting data, and these reports show in base of evidence of data collecting what is the situation of poverty in each province in Mozambique. In some provinces, we expected that the poverty reduced but increasing. In the other province, we expected that increasing. The data showed that the poverty reduced effectively.
Os relatórios sobre avaliação de pobreza e bem-estar ajudam a definir políticas para aquelas zonas que nós identificamos como sendo as zonas mais pobres. Os estudos de privação ajudam-nos a identificar as maiores privações em diferentes províncias ou distritos e, a partir daí, a orientar melhor as políticas, a alocar melhor os recursos.
in the area of macroeconomic analysis.
Any government needs to know what's going on in the economy and to be able to understand how the economy is going to evolve over the next few years. So we've been supporting throughout the project the Ministry of Economy and Finance in terms of developing and improving its macroeconomic projections model, which they both use in the budget cycle and in terms of negotiating with the IMF.
O impacto, por exemplo, macroeconômico do Covid na economia, mesmo o programa fez um ajuste para tentar responder com estudos como é que se pode lidar e qual é que é o impacto.
In the area of education and jobs.
In advanced economies or in richer countries, one expects that those that are finishing their degrees do have some notion on where they can find a job, what's the wage they can have. That's not the case in a country like Mozambique. There's barely any information about the jobs prospects that students have coming out of the university, for instance. Not only they recognize they don't know much, but they actually have extreme levels of optimism regarding the wage that they receive. And many of them actually reported when we asked that they had refused jobs because they thought the wage was not good enough.
O Ministério do Trabalho e Segurança Social beneficiou-se a partir desta pesquisa porque foi possível identificarmos quais são os problemas que a nossa juventude, que os nossos formandos enfrentam para a sua inserção no mercado de trabalho. Através dos resultados do estudo que foi realizado pela UN-WIDA, em conjunto com a Universidade do Arbo Mondlane, foi possível nós identificarmos onde é que tem lacunas para podermos melhorar a nossa intervenção.
The foundations of the diverse work in the program are its people. By its very nature, being a partner for the long term relies on training and capacity building.
Today, you train a number of researchers. Tomorrow, those researchers, they are going to be the people motivating other people within the institutions.
The training and capacity building provided by the Inclusive Growth in Mozambique program stems from the current research needs of the partner institutions, both in the short and long term. The researchers, analysts, and trainees at the university and the ministry take forward the skills acquired in their daily work, with some also moving to work in other areas of government and policy.
Que tem sido bastante útil quando identificamos um assunto que queremos trabalhar nele e percebemos que temos algumas limitações, identificamos alguns cursos e os colegas podem ir fazer estes cursos.
People were only teaching here and there doing some consultants. So this is an opportunity to build the capacity in research and to build capacity in teaching.
The program has provided 12 traineeships and supported the master's degrees of 7 Mozambican students in its first 5 years. A new generation of policy analysts and researchers.
In 2017, I started working for the UN-wide program as a research and data analyst trainee. After close to 2 years of experience working with them, participating in conferences, working on papers, now in 2020, I'm doing a master in applied economics at the University of Essex.
The highlight of the program for me has been discovering my love for research. I had never dreamt before of being a published author.
Today, I still use the knowledge in my master's, and I still use macroeconomic area as my area of research.
The central goal of this collaborative program is to support inclusive growth in Mozambique. Growth that substantially improves the living standards of the country's population over the long term. And that work continues.
Continuamos a fazer estudos no sentido de trazer resultados que nos ajudem a reduzir as desigualdades. É bastante útil e bastante importante.
But we also aim to try to make sure that what we learn is shared with the broader public, and that in turn the broader public can influence and can help inform what we are doing.
I have been part of an incredible journey with the project. I now know what I want to be and what economy means to me.